The tundra biome only occurs in the northern hemisphere because we only have significant landmass in the northern hemisphere at the right latitude to support such an ecosystem. This ecosystem is low growing, it's basal, generally speaking. So we're talking species that are mosses and lichens for the most part. We've got a little taller species like the uva ursi right here, which is bearberry, or these harebells that are here, which really are only a few inches in height overall. You can notice by the bearberry that the leaf is waxy. So just like we've got in the chaparral slash Mediterranean climate, we've got a condition where the plant wants to hold all the moisture that it gets. It's really sensitive to this landscape that has low volumes of moisture coming in. The other sensitivity that this environment has, or the limiting factor, as along with the temperature, is that we've got very low growing sunlight conditions. Our summers are relatively short, even if the days are relatively long, approaching 24 hours. But that sunlight's coming in at a low angle of incidence, which means it's not very intense at all. Because we've got low moisture and because we've got low intensity sunlight, we don't have a lot of solar energy here, which means we don't have a lot of biodiversity. In locations where there's not a lot of biodiversity, the species here are generalists. That means that they do not have a lot of tight niche filling. They have to do a lot of things. They have to acquire their energy in as many ways as possible. That makes this ecosystem rather sensitive, because if you disrupt one species, it can have a cascading effect through the entire ecosystem and change that ecosystem quite significantly. So very, very sensitive landscape here. A couple of things that I just want to point out in this picture that should now become rather apparent to you is we've got a lot of low growing vegetation that you can appreciate across this landscape, but we've got a little bit of height here. And the first thing about this height is that it's linear in fashion, which is telling me that there's a vein of water somewhere in here underneath this row of shrubbery. So we've got a little bit of water near the surface of this geologic structure, or that we've got a little bit of an ephemeral creek that runs down that these plants can take advantage of. So not a lot of height. This is the type of height that we're starting to appreciate has got some significance in the tundra environment.